Okay, good evening, and thank you very much for joining me this evening. My name is Peggy Kurtz. Before we begin, I want to mention that we are recording this meeting, but we have set the settings so that you should not be visible in the recording. I'm here this evening to explain the Rockland Community Power Program. I'm here this evening to explain the Town of Highlands Community Power. I'm going to start over again. Starting over. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. My name is Peggy Kurtz. Before we begin, I want to mention that we are recording this meeting. We have set the settings so that you should not be visible in the recording. I'm here this evening to explain the Town of Highlands Community Power Program, which is a community-based clean energy program in which the Town of Highlands is participating. What we're talking about here this evening is renewable electricity for your community. I'm the community coordinator for Jewel Community Power, which is a division of Jewel Assets and is the program administrator for your community. You may have participated in the town electricity supply program in the past. That program ran successfully for 18 months and ended in September of 2024 as it was scheduled to do. Now the town electricity supply program is relaunching in May of 2025 following the previous successful contract. Again, participants will be able to power their homes and businesses with renewable electricity through the Town of Highlands Community Power Program. So here's a quick overview of some of the topics that I'll be going over this evening. I'll explain the type of program, which is Community Choice Aggregation Program, some of the benefits of the program and how it works, the role of Orange and Rockland, who is automatically enrolled, how will CCA affect you, and I'll leave plenty of time for your questions. So quick overview of some of the benefits: clean renewable energy, meaning renewable electricity, competitive fixed rates, strong consumer protection, and more choice for consumers. The program we're discussing today is what's called a Community Choice Aggregation Program, or CCA for short. Essentially, with CCA programs, municipalities create a large buying group through which residents and small businesses may purchase their electricity supply. These programs enable municipalities to leverage the buying power of that large group, usually thousands of households, to negotiate competitive rates for residents and small businesses. If you move into the Town of Highlands today, Orange and Rockland, or O&R, will automatically be your electricity supply provider by default. This program shifts the choice of default supplier from the state to the town so that your elected officials can make the choice that's right for your community. The town can select renewable electricity as the default electricity option and do so at a competitive rate through the large buying group. CCA programs were authorized by the Public Service Commission in 2016 and are regulated by the Commission. In 2019, in response to climate change, New York State passed groundbreaking climate legislation, which mandates an unprecedented transformation of the state's electric grid. The electric grid must be powered 70% by renewable electricity by 2030. At this point, that's only 5 years away. And it must be 100% carbon-free by 2040. Without local action, the state cannot meet these goals, which will ultimately help to protect our communities and our own families. The program we're discussing today helps communities take a major step in the direction of these goals for renewable electricity. And in fact, state regulators recognize CCA programs with renewable electricity as one of the most powerful climate actions a community can take. CCA is a growing movement across the country and in New York State. Municipalities have been participating in this program in the Orange and Rockland since late 2020. And oh, that's right. And multiple municipalities have just signed their third CCA contract. Since the first contract in 2020, the Rockland Community Power Program has avoided 57,735 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalents through the purchase of New York State renewable electricity. And Highlands is not strictly speaking in the Rockland Community Power Program, but goes out to bid with the Rockland communities. So let's talk about how this actually works. Orange and Rockland remains as your utility. In New York State, the utility no longer generates the electricity. The utility essentially has become the middleman delivering the electricity to the customer. What changes with CCA is the source of the electricity supply, all the way to the left of this slide. Instead of the utility purchasing electricity for you from power plants that are largely powered by gas, the electricity is supplied through the CCA program and is renewable electricity. It's either 50% New York State renewable electricity or 100% New York State renewable electricity. And you have that choice, although one of them is the default. With Orange and Rockland, with CCA, Orange and Rockland continues to deliver the electricity, repair and maintain lines, and bill customers. They are still the ones to call in the event of a power outage, which should be no more frequent than before. You can see the same distinction between supply and delivery on your electric bill. So let's take a closer look at the bill. And this following explanation applies to you if you participate in the program. So this is page 2 of an example O&R bill from somebody participating in a previous round of the program in 2022. On page 2, you see the electric of your O&R bill. You see the electric charges in green at the top of your bill, and you see the gas charges at the bottom of your bill, page 2 in blue. CCA program only impacts the electricity supply portion of your bill. It has no impact on the gas portion of your bill if you have one. Within the electricity supply portion of your bill, there are 2 subsections. So on the right-hand side at the top, you see the delivery charges. This portion does not change because the utility continues to deliver your electricity. On the left, in the red box, you see the supply charges, and that's what does change if you participate, if you are eligible, and if you decide to participate in the program. Note that that red box, I've dropped that red box in on top of the supply charges part of the bill, but usually there will not be a red box around the supply charges. This is where you will see the name of the new supplier. In this case, the name of the previous supplier was Constellation New Energy. In May of 2025, when the program begins, you will see Direct Energy, which is the new supplier for the town program, which was selected in a bidding process. Under the title, Your Supply Charges, at the top of that section, you see it says electric charges, and then it says May 31st to June 30th. That was the time, that was the period for this bill, for this billing period. And you see it says 500 kilowatt hours at 7.238 cents per kilowatt hour. So there you're seeing the number of kilowatt hours. That's where you'll see the number of kilowatt hours that your household uses for that billing period. And you'll see the rate within the program if you're participating in the program. Immediately to the right, you see the total supply charges before the sales tax. And this sales tax is applied whether or not you participate in the program. Both your delivery charges and your supply charges, delivery charges go to the utility, and the supply charges are part of the CCA program. They're calculated based on how much electricity you use during that billing period, and that is measured in kilowatt hours. So now let's talk about the enrollment process. Most Orange and Rockland customers are eligible to participate. CCA programs are opt-out programs. That means that those who are eligible are automatically enrolled in the program after prior notification, but can opt out with no fees at any time. All eligible customers will be notified by mail of their options and how to change their selection within the program. They can opt up within the program, or they can opt out altogether if they so choose without any fees. These are the categories of O&R customers who are not eligible. These as I mentioned, most Orange and Rockland customers are eligible, and that includes homeowners and renters if they pay their own O&R bill, and small businesses. These O&R, but here you see the customers who are considered not eligible. These O&R customers will not receive the mailing because they are not eligible. So first, ESCO customers. ESCOs are energy service companies or third-party suppliers. Customers who have placed a block on their account. These are customers who ask the utility to ensure they are not enrolled in supply from third-party suppliers. Home Energy Assistance Program or HEAP recipients, customers on time of use accounts, and large commercial customers with what's called demand accounts. We can talk about any of these categories in the Q&A if it applies to any of you. Before the program, sorry, I'm just going to back up for a second. Okay. Before the program begins, the launches, you will receive a mailing with information about the program, and you will have 30 days to make a decision. Eligible customers will be enrolled in the default option within the program unless they opt out before the program formally launches. There are 3 easy ways to opt out, which will all be included in that mailing. There will be a reply card, an opt-out card, and a postage paid envelope. You can also call the helpline, or you can unenroll yourself through the online enrollment and unenrollment form. You can also change your option within the program through number 2 or 3, through the helpline or the online enrollment form. So now let's take a look at the rates for the Highlands, Town of Highlands Community Power Program. Looking at the top of this screen, at the top of the slide, the default rate for the Town of Highlands is for what's called 50% renewable electricity supply, and I'll explain more about what that 50% means in a minute. The program offers fixed rates for the term length of 1 year from May 1st, 2025 to April 30th, 2026. And the selected electricity supplier selected in the bidding process is Direct Energy Services. In the packet, all eligible residents and small businesses received in the mail before the program launches. You will receive a letter that includes a similar chart, so let's take a closer look at it for a minute. In the top line in white, you'll see the trailing 12-month average for O&R past rates from January 2024 through December of 2024. That may change because when you receive the packet, because these rates, the trailing 12-month average is updated monthly, but for that period, it was 8.823 cents per kilowatt hour, again, from the trailing 12-month average for January 1st to December 31st, 2024 was 8.823 cents per kilowatt hour. In the green row below that with a gold star, you see the default rate for the Town of Highlands program, and that rate is for 50% renewable electricity supply at 11.21 cents per kilowatt hour. This is the default rate for your town. If you receive the mailing and you do nothing, you will be switched into the program with this rate. Again, you can always opt out at any time or switch up within the program. The row in blue is for the 100% renewable option, and that is the second option within the program that you can opt up to. And the rate for the 100% renewable is 12.09 cents per kilowatt hour. So let's take a look at some of the differences between the ONR rate and the other two rates, aside from just the rate itself. The ONR trailing 12-month average is included by the state for the sake of comparison, but please keep in mind that the ONR rate is for past rates and not for future rates. The CCA rates are for the future. A second difference is that the utility supply rates are variable and change from month to month. The program rates are fixed or guaranteed. There are no surprises in the program. This is what it will be for 1 year within the program. A third difference is that Orange and Rockland supply rates are for electricity sourced largely from power plants fueled by fossil fuels. Within the program, you have the option to receive electricity supply from either the 50% default, New York State default, or the 100% New York State renewable electricity. As said by the state, if you choose the renewable product offering, you will pay a premium for this product over the utility's standard product pricing. What that means is that renewable electricity is still somewhat more expensive than electricity powered largely by fossil fuels. By participating, you will be contributing to achieving New York State clean energy goals. By choosing renewable electricity, you can make a measurable positive environmental impact by reducing your carbon footprint. There are no extra charges or fees. Everything is included in that posted rate. So what is 50% New York State renewable? What does that mean? How is it different from 100%? 50% New York State renewable option means that 50% of your electricity supply is matched by renewable energy certificates or RECs provided by New York State renewable power plants, hydropower, wind, or solar. The remaining 50% is matched by RECs sourced from other U.S. renewable electricity sources that are not tracked or verified by New York State Department of Public Service. The 50% renewable option is not counted as 100% renewable by New York State. The 100% New York State renewable option means that 100% of your electricity supply is matched by renewable energy certificates or RECs provided by New York State renewable power plants, hydropower, wind, or solar. So the packet that I've mentioned before that all eligible households and businesses should get a packet in the mail. You can expect to receive this packet in mid-March. And that will be followed by a 30-day opt-out period from March 10th to April 8th. But you can opt out at any time during the program for no fee. I'll explain that more in a minute. There will be additional meetings during this period. The launch date for the program is May 1st, 2025. And at that point, if you are eligible and you receive the mailing and you do not opt out, you will see the default supply rate, 50% New York State renewable if you haven't changed it. And you will see the new supplier, Direct Energy, identified on page 2 of your ONR bill. So the packet will include the same rates we've discussed, the terms and benefits and conditions. It will also include questions and answers and information about the additional information sessions. It will include the information about how to opt out. It will include that opt-out card and the prepaid envelope, the website web page to opt out, and it will include the helpline number. You can call the helpline number to opt out Monday to Friday or to change your selection within the program, and which you can also do online. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, you can call out of hours and we will call you back. And that is followed by the 30-day opt-out period. I've mentioned a few times that you can always opt out with no exit fees. The difference between opting out during this initial period and opting out once the program begins is that once the 30-day period is over, you will automatically be moved into the program. If you opt out after the 30-day period, it will take 1 or 2 billing cycles to leave the program and return to supply from the utility. Again, after the 30-day period, the program will launch, and then on your next bill, after the launch date of May 1st, you should see the name of the new supplier of your bill on page 2 of your bill in the supply portion that I showed earlier. So let's take a quick look at some of the materials so you'll know what to look for. The envelope will come from the town, from the municipality. On the outside of the envelope, you'll see the town of Highlands and the town logo, which is how you'll know this is legitimate. You will see it will also say on the outside of the envelope, it will say, "Do not discard, important notice regarding electricity rates." This package will include a letter with your options and a chart which provides the program default rates and compares the program rates with the trailing and the additional option within the town program. It will compare the program rates with the trailing 12-month average for the O&R rates, which will be different from what we saw today as it is updated each month. Included in that package is also the opt-out card that you can fill out and return with a prepaid envelope to opt out if that is your preference. The card may look a little different from this, but I'm showing it so you can get an idea of what it will look like and what to look for. Okay, so now I'm going to go quickly through some frequently asked questions, and then I'll open it up for your questions. Does the program replace your utility company? No, you continue to pay your utility bill, and O&R remains responsible for delivery and maintenance of the electric grid and billing. Does this impact the reliability of your electricity? No, O&R continues to deliver your electricity and provides the same service whether you participate in the program or not. Will this program save you money? Savings are not guaranteed. When people ask, will this program save me money? What they're really asking for is a comparison with the utility rates going forward. But utility rates change from month to month and are not published in advance. What if you want to change your supply choice? Once the program launches, you may call the helpline or fill out the enrollment change form on the website to change your supply selection, opt out, or opt back into the program with no fees or penalties. Can you participate if you have your own solar panels or if you participate in community solar? Yes, even if you use solar power, you are still required to have a supplier on your utility bill to cover any electricity not provided by your solar. What happens when the program ends? When the contract ends, the town may choose to renew participation in the program. If not, you will automatically switch back to O&R selecting your supply on your behalf. I like to end with the benefits. There's the opportunity for 50% or 100% renewable electricity, competitive rates, strong consumer protection, no individual contracts for consumers, no exit fees at any time. And finally, here is the contact information for the program. You can always call the helpline Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, 845-859-9099. You can also call outside of those hours and leave a message and we will call you back. You can email the program at support@joulcommunitypower.com. Joule is spelled Joule, like the energy unit. Again, support@joulcommunitypower.com with Joule spelled Joule. You can also find the webpage for the town program at www.joulcommunitypower.com/Highlands Town. And now I'm ready for your questions. I'll stop sharing. Okay, if there are no further questions, I will close the information session. Thank you for coming. I hope it was helpful.